Hey everyone, Bryan Stahl here. Happy Veterans Day. We're about to discuss my experience in the military, and if you have any friends or family that might go in, of what they can expect. If you look back to one of my previous episodes, we talked about when you're 18, 19, and you're figuring out what you want to do in life, what school you want to go to, the costs, the practical things of it, and how that decisions are made. And you remember I said, ask yourself the question, what kind of life do I want to live? So let's circle back to when I was 18. I was graduating high school in 1992. I had no clue what I wanted to be. I was always attracted towards law enforcement. I was attracted towards CIA, DEA, mob movies. I love those kind of things. So after not really having the greatest grades to get into any kind of the school that I really wanted to, and my dream was to play basketball in college, well, that really didn't work out as well. I remember seeing a movie about Marines, Navy SEALs, and I went to talk to a couple recruiters, and the Marines just stuck out to me. There's a place in Harrisburg where you have to go before you get shipped to Paris Island, and I went there. There was 4 lines, one for the Marines, one for the Navy, one for the Army, and one for the Air Force. And when I got there, I was the only one standing the Marine lines, and the Army and the Navy were deep. And I said to myself at that moment, I said, shit, am I standing in the wrong line? Like, am I making the wrong decision? I'm crazy. But I didn't back out. And I remember being shipped there overnight. They took you on a bus. It was dark out, and you got shuffled into these little yellow footprints. And the day I stood on those footprints are kind of the day that started to shape things that I didn't understand what I'd be learning until many years later. You know, from humility, from pushing yourself, from not letting any kind of problem come in and devastate you and stop you. So some of the humility things I learned is I thought because I could outperform everybody athletically, you know, I was running a 450 mile, I was doing 35, 36 pull-ups. I was beating everybody. They had a thing called the Ironman. And out of the whole battalion, I won that in Paris Island. And I kind of let that twist my mind to say I really didn't have to listen to the higher-ups the way that I should. And I learned that leadership is not just one thing from there. I learned the humility that if you have an ego or you're arrogant, it can really pull the rug out from underneath you. And I really didn't get promoted that high in the Marine Corps because I took that thought process and I said, well, I can carry your pack and my pack. I can outrun you. If we ever went to war, you're going to want me in your foxhole. You're going to want me on your team. And it didn't work. I made it to E4. I got busted down one time because I mouthed off to a major. And at those times, I didn't realize the lessons I was learning. Fast forward that, what lessons did I learn and how did it improve my business? How did it improve myself? I learned humility, like I said. Just because you can do something athletically does not mean it's going to take you anywhere else. It's great in terms of being competitive. So now I've shifted that mindset from having ego to being competitive, to being confident. I've also shifted that when we have big problems coming towards us, of how to have enough emotional intelligence to navigate through that. And when I look back on the how and the why, you know, we were in dangerous situations at boot camp when we were out training. And when I look at those and I compare them, I say, wow, today's not that bad of a day. You know, we don't have to worry about snakes when you're out there in your tents. You don't have to worry about when you're practicing live fire, somebody making a mistake. The issues become minuscule at that point. I would consider it. If you're 17, 18, 19, you're not sure what you want to do, and you want to get some experience, I'd consider the military. I did. I would do it again. I would do it differently. I would go into it with humility. I would go into it knowing that you're not going to get promoted just because you're one of the best athletically. There's so much more around to it. And as a leader, you have to be well-rounded as well, and that's what I've learned from it. So United States Marine Corps did a lot for me, and it also brought me to a passion in my business of helping veterans. So it's one of the verticals, it's one of the things that Fidelis, which I did take that from Semper Fidelis Marine Corps, and I named our company in 2007, Fidelis Mortgage Corporation. In Latin, that stands for faithful. and we look to that as veterans. There's a big push right now, if you see, from other companies trying to really attract veterans and get their business. And there's a few reasons why. One, it's a very profitable mortgage. And two, you really don't see them giving a lot of competitive deals. So we highly suggest if you're a veteran, you're out there shopping, give me a call. I mean, it's 9 out of 10 times that my competitors do not treat veterans as well as I do. So we're veteran owned, we're a family company, we're privately owned, and one of our main goals is to make sure veterans get the best deal. So I want to let everybody know that we do VA loans often. I also wanted people to know that aren't interested in buying a house if their kids want to go to the military, feel free to shoot me a message. I can answer any questions of my experience, what they're going to go through, and what they should really focus on to get more out of it than I did. So I hope you enjoyed this. Again, not telling you which branch to go into, but I like the Marine Corps. Appreciate it. Have a good day.